Hello, boss women. Welcome to today's Boss Women Network. I am your host, Leilani, the visionary behind the Boss Women Network. We're here to highlight and empower unapologetic women building empires and legacy. Today's is going to be an honest and engaging and real conversation. We're creating a space to be transparent about the behind the scenes of leadership, growth, and reinvention. So let's start it off and give me your name, your business, your brand, and where you're calling from, and what are you passionate about right now?
Perfect. My name is Mary Houle, and I'm based in Dallas, Texas. And I have a business consulting company called Belong Consulting. And with that brand, I'm hoping to help creative-minded CEOs feel more comfortable with their numbers and their operations. And the thing that I've been most passionate about this year is connecting with others, especially of different backgrounds or success in their business, because I just started in 2024. And so
Oh,
I'm just continuously looking for more insight and just education from others.
oh, pretty cool. That's what this is all about. Uh,
Absolutely.
Um, so let's go ahead and dive into the topics then. When the motivation disappears. So let's be honest, we have days when showing up feels heavy. How do you push through when creativity just isn't there? And what helps you stay visible without feeling fake?
I think it's hard, especially being really overwhelmed with all the information that's on social media. And it's very easy to compare and maybe think that it's easier to just be like someone else. And that kind of lends to like the fakeness of your brand. What I try to do is I try to just be really grateful that I am here in this situation and being challenged. And I know that oftentimes like days are very tiring. Like I'll have really late nights and then have to get up really early again the next morning. But I just feel really grateful that I'm allowed to do the work that I'm doing, and I've seen success and change with my clients so far.
Really? How did you get into that? How did you start?
So I was working my corporate role, and I was working there for about 6, 7 years. And throughout my career, I've been told like I'm a superstar, like you're doing big things, all these things. But then just the trajectory never seemed to complement what people were saying. And I started to get really, really frustrated, like down on myself. And there was a year where I could like barely get out of bed to go to work. And like I'm a pretty morning person, so I was waking up like 8, 8:30, running to my desk to like log in. And I was thinking like that's just not me. And
Mhm.
so I had the idea to take everything that I've learned from my corporate experience and do what I want to do best, which is to help people and to really build relationships. And I was really motivated because I was having a career conversation with one of my VPs, and he straight up laughed at me when I said that like I wanted to build relationships. And he was like, "Oh no, really? Like, why do you want to be working here?" And I was like, "To build relationships, to meet people." And there's just been a lot of adversity there where people don't seem connected in like my belief system. And then also it's hard too because people will assume I'm just really young and
Mhm.
that I don't belong at a certain level. And
Mhm.
that only like empowered me more because I'm like, no, I can do it.
I like that. People always underestimate you, especially when you're younger, but at any age, really,
Right.
especially being a woman for some reason.
Yes, and I experienced that a lot where people would like talk down to me, or even if I knew the material or I was confident in the meeting, people would like brush over you, or when you try to have like career conversations or owning your growth, people would say, "Oh, well, you'll get there." Like, "Oh,
Mm.
don't worry. Oh, like I was like you and I just had to like accept the low pay."
Oh,
And I was like, "Okay, well, I don't want to be like you."
huh, really?
It
So
was it was interesting.
how did you navigate that? How did you handle it?
I cried a lot.
Mm.
Cried a lot. I'm very lucky. I have a very, very supportive family system. So I'm the youngest of five. And I just went to my parents and I just talked to them and we had like an honest conversation. This was like back when I had first started, so when I was 20, like 20 years old. And they just kind of told me like this is what you need to do to get through the situations. And really the gist of it was like stay true to yourself. Like know that your greatest asset is bringing people together and smiling at people and talking. And they're like, don't let anyone ever tell you that like that's not important. And then they also helped me kind of build up that emotional armor a little bit because they're like, if anyone ever says something to you that's mean, just tell it to us and like we'll take it for you.
That's sweet.
So yeah, I definitely have like a great support system and I'm very grateful. And then just if I am really, really frustrated, I will turn to like working out or like walking outside with my dogs because I just need that like time just to take all the frustration of the day and just put it into something else.
That's good. Just not even focusing on it.
I can't even like think about it.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's with anything in life. You're like anything negative, just if you don't focus on it and focus on all the positive things, you can keep pressing forward without anything getting to you.
And it's easy to let the negative things consume you as well
Yes, it is.
because that just it seems like in the moment that that's the only thing that's right in front of you. I think with negativity, it breeds a lot of doubt and a lot of anxiety, and it's hard to like get out of that mindset.
It is. It is. It takes a lot of prayer and just I literally bury myself into my work when it's a lot of negativity. I just focus on all the things that make me happy and then eventually it just disappears over time.
You have to.
Yeah, it works. Um, so how do you personally navigate the trap of comparing your pace? Because social media, everything you see online makes you want to go faster or feel like you're not doing enough. What practices help you stay grounded in that area?
This is so relevant because I was just having a spiral about this yesterday. So it's a great question.
Yeah,
Um, Something that I find is I just have to not look at Instagram or social media and just trust that what I'm putting out there is what I want to be out there. And sometimes I have to like have my spiral and have my moment and think that, oh, the world's passing me by. But then after I finally get out of that spiral, then I just take one step at a time. And I've noticed just talking to people really helps me. So I'll vent to my boyfriend and he's very good at just keeping me steady and like one foot in front of the other. And then just even talking to other business owners as well, because and if they know how to combat kind of like that emotional response to thinking that
yeah,
you're not where you should be. So
yeah.
that's been really helpful. And then I also think too, I saw this quote where it was like, if you think that you're behind or you're not doing enough, just think where you'll be in 30 years, because then you'll be whatever age with 30 years of experience. And then
Mm,
you're going to be looking back and be like, well, I'm exactly where I was supposed to be because now I have all this experience.
right, right. That's true. For me, I just don't even, it used to bother me, but now I kind of like develop tunnel vision to where when I'm
Hmm.
looking at social media, I don't even focus on what other people are doing anymore. The only thing I see now in my algorithm are things that are kind of related to what I'm doing so where I can learn from it. There's a bunch of teaching stuff, so I'm always taking notes from something that I'm seeing on social media, some new AI tool or something new that I can use for my business. But outside of that, I don't even see the competition anymore. I don't even focus on it. All learning, and either I jump on, post what I need to post for my marketing, and get off and keep on working on what I'm working on. And
How do
that's
you have that mental like steadiness to do that?
it took time because I did used to get on there and focus on the wrong things and be looking at what everybody else is doing and things like that. But then the stress of it, then I started having to kind of just get off of social media and not focus on it at all because it was stressing me out. Then I
Mhm.
got to a point to where once you start looking at certain things in the algorithm, it just shows you everything that you focus on. So now when I look at it, it only shows me the things that I need. I don't see everything else that everybody else has going on. I only see the podcast that I learn from. I only see the different AI tools that I can learn from. I don't even see my friends anymore on social media. I have to literally tag them in a post or tag somebody or share it. Otherwise, I don't even see what they have going on. So it took
Oh
me
my
some
goodness.
time. It took me some time to get there, but now it's just strictly getting on, doing what I need to do. I may scroll and all I'll see is some business ideas and things or some different quotes I can probably steal and repost or repurpose. But other than that, all you have to do is just get on, post your marketing material, get some tips if you see some on there, and then get back to work. Don't even focus on social media.
I
And then
think it's hard though because it's so like engaging that you get like sucked into it.
you do, because I do get sucked in. But like I say, if you look at certain things to where only the things that you are trying to accomplish are in your algorithm, it
Mhm.
won't bother you as much because
With
you're only seeing the things you need.
with my algorithm for my business, I think it's confused because I look up a lot of like social media techniques or more marketing, but
Mhm.
I don't have a marketing company. It's more business consulting and operations. And so I get saturated with a lot of social media manager post
Mm,
or like beating the algorithm post or use these like 10 content reels. And
yeah.
then that sends me into like a flurry of okay, well, should I be doing this? And like I need
Mm,
to retrain it almost to give me like educational like facts.
yeah. I literally had to do that. I wasn't even intentionally doing it. I just started
Hmm.
searching things that I was interested in, and then it just started changing my algorithm on its own.
That's
So,
what I was doing too. And then now I'm
mhm.
like, hold up, like, wait, this is not what I wanted it to be.
Yeah, it started putting some crazy stuff in your algorithm.
Yeah, there's like some crazy stuff. And then, of course, I'm going to click on it and then look at it. And then it just retrains it more.
Oh yeah, then it's gonna bring you all that other crazy stuff once you look at it. It
I
is
know.
crazy. It is a task, but it takes some focus, to-do list, and staying on top of that. Literally, I have a whole schedule. I get up, once I get started on work, I look at my to-do list and then I'll go and make sure I'm scratching off each item on there. So it keeps me from really focusing on social media other than what I need to, because I'll be giving myself a timeline to finish everything I need to
Hmm.
do each day. So I don't even finish till about 7 p.m. 7 p.m. is my cutoff, and I'll start at 8 a.m.
Hmm.
And so to-do list all the way through. And then by 7 p.m., I'm done. So by the time I get on social media, I'm too tired to really even really scroll too much. Do you use ChatGPT?
I do. I use ChatGPT.
Oh gosh, that is a lifesaver.
I know. Especially if I'm like exhausted and I don't want to think of a caption, I just tell it, this is my post. I like do a couple edits and then it's so much easier.
Mm, yes, I am addicted to ChatGPT. So that's what I was about to say. Instead of scrolling, I'm on ChatGPT talking, like having real conversations with ChatGPT.
It's funny because ChatGPT now they've changed it where they make it like way more agreeable with you. And it's so funny because I'm like, no, I want a business partner here. I want you to be combative against my ideas. And then it just agrees with me.
Oh yeah, it is a little agreeable, but it will tell you what you need to um but you're right about that. I can't remember who it was. I just heard this recently. I can't remember the program, but there's some new AI program out there that's kind of mean. And it'll
Mm,
put you in your place and tell you certain things. I wish I remember the name. I just heard it yesterday. I was like, wow, maybe I need that too.
I need that one.
Gosh, I can't think of the name of it, but if I think of it, I'll definitely send you an email so you can have that one. So it could be mean to you and tell you and put you in your place and tell you what you need to do.
I need that. I need like my mom in a chat GPT version.
Yes, yes. Have you tried telling ChatGPT that? Act as if you're my mom and tell
I
me,
haven't. I haven't. I should do that.
try it. It may work. Act as if you're my mom and tell me the things that I need to do. These are things I'm trying to accomplish. And don't be nice. Tell me exactly how I need to hear it.
Be honest.
Yeah, be honest. All right. So next topic. Since you're just starting your brand, you haven't had to pivot really or let go of outdated versions of your vision or had to
No.
change because you're just getting started. Give me more details about your business, and what type of clients are you looking for?
Sure. So, with my consulting business, I want to help more creative-minded CEOs. So, what that means is people who are maybe designers or they're coaches and they don't have the time or energy to be crunching the numbers every day, or they're scared of math. And where I would come in is be kind of like that business partner or fractional CFO and really guide their business from an operational perspective. So that could be different for different clients, but the common threads that I've seen have been they need clean data and infrastructure. So with all the different systems like CRM systems or ways that you can bring in data, I've noticed that there's never like one clean reference point. And then the other thing that I've been working on is just building up financial ledgers.
Mm.
So just giving you an idea of what you're really spending on month to month and how your revenue is growing. And it's interesting to see people's reactions because they have an expectation of how their business has been doing based on just their sales. But then when you put all the math together, it really gives you the financial picture. And then people
Mm.
always tell me like, oh, like I thought I was making way more than this. Like, what do I do now? And so then we like work up a couple of strategies. Another big aspect of my business is helping people out with pricing. So this is something I really love to do. And what that entails is looking at your competition and figuring out where you want to see yourself against the market. So I
Mm.
was just doing an exercise just now, before this call with one of my clients where we had a whiteboard up and we were mapping out where she saw herself versus different luxury brands. And that was a really great exercise because I think people sometimes have the belief that they know where they're marketed or they know where they're priced or they know like what their customer wants. But until you really gauge what else is out there for the customer to buy, you don't really have a clear understanding of like where you want to position yourself.
So you basically do like a market analysis
Yeah,
and
like, kind of like a SWOT analysis.
SWOT. Oh, okay, okay. The strengths, the weaknesses, and comparing everything. Okay,
But what
okay.
I love with my clients is everything is always different.
Mm.
And I definitely need that as a business owner. One of the things I didn't really like about my corporate role was everything was just the same every single day. And it's really fun to bring like a creative solution to every client that I have. And it really is a mix. Like I helped a lady who is launching her own like social media marketing boutique with like payroll or how to set up your LLC or how to set up employee guidelines or how to like talk to interns, stuff like that. And so it's a wider array of
Oh,
requests,
so you do all
but
of that.
I try to do all because it really boils down to like the personal aspect of your business. And I think laser focused on one part of any business because you miss out, kind of like getting that tunnel vision.
So you help them from beginning, start to finish. You also help with the accounting, basically. Help them get their numbers right.
Yeah, so I help prepare the financial statements for them, but I don't have my CPA license.
Mm.
I have an MBA,
Okay.
but I can help facilitate the building up those reports and talking to accounting. But I can't file your taxes or give you advice on accounting
Right.
information beyond the basics.
And so what kind of systems do you use or do you have in place to be able to organize all of this for companies?
So first it was just my brain and a piece of paper. And then I was like, that's not enough. And so what I've done is I've leveraged project management tools like Lucid Spark and Lucid Chart. And that's really good for virtual whiteboarding
Hmm.
because a lot of my clients, since they are more creative based, they are really like visual learners.
Right.
So they need to see something like up in front of them and not just all these numbers. I love Excel. I build all my reports out in Excel and then I'll try to translate that into Google Sheets or Google Drive.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, that's good to know. I'm pretty sure that'll be helpful for somebody that is, starting their business or needs some help in their business. You help them crunch the numbers. So basically, you go in there and you look at all of their different areas that they're using for sales, like all the different avenues where their
Mhm.
money is coming in from. You compile it all up and let them know what they need to do over here. Okay, you're not making as much money over here. You probably need to do this, or is that part of it as well?
Yes, definitely. Why I structured it like that was really to build that relationship with my client because I don't want to be like a traditional kind of like big consulting firm where they're only there for 6 months and then they leave. I
Mm.
want my clients to be like my family members, my extended family, and really be with them from start to finish.
So, what is your success rate so far since you've been working in your business and helping your clients excel?
The first day I decided to launch my LLC, I got a client. And then I was able to get two more just from word of mouth. And they've been with me ever since November of 2024.
Wow. So, where did you take their business from the beginning, and where are they now in their business?
So for one of my clients, she has a esthetician practice, and I helped her organize her revenue and drive sales up to her record month of 16K. And it was so
Wow.
great to like see the transformation. She sent me a voice note, and she said she was so excited just for the opportunity like to see that number. And then another transformation that I'm really excited about is the retail based client that I have, and she sells luxury silk scarves. And I was able to take her idea just from being in spreadsheets or just like notes and build an entire system for her. And so while it wasn't a transformation in terms of dollars, it was a transformation in terms of time spent
Ah,
and not having to fight fire so much.
ah. Basically. So basically, I get it. So those are the different things. Like you say, you have different clients that have different needs. She didn't need a generation of sales. She just needed systems in place. And the other lady needed some help increasing her revenue.
hmm And that's what's so fun about it is it's a different challenge for every client.
Hmm. So how did you help her increase the revenue in her sales?
So we did a deep dive into her overall expenses, and she was paying a lot of subscription fees that she didn't know that she was paying. And it was just getting lumped all into one line of expenses. And then also, I helped her discontinue some of her lesser bought items or services.
Mm-hmm.
And then from there, she was really able to focus on her high ticket items, and then drive that in promotions.
Wow. So do you also help them set up ads and things like that as well?
I can help set up ads from the perspective of how much you should discount your product
Mm.
or mark down your service in order to drive sales. But the driving ads in terms of like Instagram or Meta, that's definitely more the marketing side.
Got it.
I can try to help you, but that's not my expertise.
I got it. Got it. Okay. Well, I love that. I love the fact that you are so young and you already have your MBA and you are helping companies advance in their business, expand in their business. So I guess I can see why you probably have a hard time because they're thinking she's young. What does she know about business yet? We're trying to
I'm
build.
gonna be 27 in August, so I'm not that young, but I have a baby face.
Yeah, yeah, I thought you were younger than that. So yeah, but you know what you're talking about. You have the knowledge, you have the skills and the education to back it up. So, um, I love it. So
Thank
tell
you.
people how can they find you if they wanted to hire you or hire your company?
Absolutely. So the best way to reach me is through my Instagram business account, and that's at Belong Consulting LLC. And then from there, there's a link to my website, which is also www.belongconsultingllc.com.
So you have your website. She has her website. You can find her online. You can go to her social media pages and look her up. That is Mary, guys. She is a young boss doing big things, helping major companies and small companies leverage their businesses, potential future business owners. Matter of fact, I want to ask you, what are some tips that you can give, or what is a tip that you can give to somebody like you that is just getting started out in their business? Some of the challenges that you may face that you can kind of guide someone else.
I would say my number one tip is don't listen to people who say you can't do it and let that negativity fuel you because that's what I did. And then also my other tip would to be learn anything that you can about the industry that you want to go into. Try to talk to people, cold DM them on Instagram. Like it's very scary, but I've done that before. I mean, that's how we connected. Just cold DM'd you on Threads.
Yeah.
And you really have to be invested in your knowledge and where you want to position yourself as a thought leader in whatever industry that you're in for people to take you seriously, especially if you look young or you are young or you haven't been in the industry for very long. It's very important to have just that institutional knowledge to back you up.
And there you have it, guys. She gave you that information. That was a great tip, especially for the young entrepreneurs getting started. Because there are some challenges. People, a little uncomfortable sometimes. They're not really trusting because they feel that you haven't been in business long enough or lived life long enough to have experienced a lot of the challenges that you may face. But that is not the case. Hands-on, your network, your skills, the people you know, and all the different things that you've learned along the way matters as well. Thank you for showing up fully today. This conversation with the Boss Women Network. That is what the Boss Women Network is all about. Women leading boldly and showing up real and building together. Thank you so much, Mary, for joining me today. All right, you enjoy your Saturday.
Thank you.
And until next time, thank y'all for tuning in to Boss Women Network. Bye.